I now call the Crosby Township Board of Trustees regular meeting to order for April 8th, 2024. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mr. Lohman?
Here.
Mr. Hyab? Mr. Heiss?
Here.
Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held March 11th, 2024.
Gentlemen, there's something that in the minutes that I provided that I realized after I had printed them out that wasn't in there at all, and since I have added, and that is a reflection of the motion, second, and unanimous approval to adopt Resolution 102024, supplementing permanent appropriations. That resolution with the specific amounts and accounts that are supplemented or are part of the record and attached to the minutes as well. So I added that in other concerns at the end.
So then I need approval with amendments as provided by Matt.
Move that we approve the minutes as amended.
I second it.
Roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyab,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
I have a final copy of the minutes with that correction already made at the end that I can pass down for your signature.
Approval to pay the bills as have been presented over the past month.
I make that motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyab,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
All right. Correspondence. Everybody has their solar glasses that they wore today. You can take them off now and do something with them, but I hope everyone enjoyed the eclipse, once-in-a-lifetime event, which happened here in Crosby Township, which is even more rare. Okay. April 19th from 1:30 to 2, there's an Ohio Persistent Cyber Improvement Group presentation on cybersecurity at Harrison Community Center at 300 George Street. They're offering free training. It's like only a half-hour thing then, but I think they're offering like a more permanent. I think this is more of a presentation, like a starter thing that you could sign up for further down the road. Gary Elhard from Harrison Chamber of Commerce would like to do a quarterly meeting with leaders of the community, like local leaders. Were invited. He was proposing the third Wednesdays in March, June, September, and December at 4 p.m. They hope to have like the mayor there just to discuss local issues. There was a Board of Health meeting today at 4. Hamilton County Stormwater District 2025 service election completed by April 15th.
Completed by when?
April 15th. Of course, we all heard that Hamilton County Auditor Bridget Kelly passed away, so our sympathy toward her family. I think she was just like in her 40s. She was pretty young.
Yeah, I think she was 40.
Saturday the 13th from 9 to 11 at Sharonville Fire Station. There's a municipal league to discuss township issues and local legislation. They want to have local legislators there.
What's that group called?
It's the Municipal League. And then Hamilton County Board of Health annual meeting was March 12th, which I went to. They have a hard time getting, people don't show up. They don't, last 2 years went, they didn't have enough people for a quorum, I think. But I mean, they work it out. They appoint some people. But they're just kind of, the meeting just ends up being about a half hour, because they usually start 15 minutes late, and then they're done by like 1:45. But they just kind of go through a year in review. I mean, their budget keeps growing every year. I think they have like 130 some employees now. They talk about, they gave away over 1 million needles last year in Hamilton County. They have needle distribution programs, and they're doing good. I know since the pandemic, they probably increased their funding after that. And then West Jed was April 4th. I went to that in Miamitown. Nothing too much going on there. I think one of their vehicles will be paid off this year. They did have some statistics from Crosby and Whitewater Township. Kind of goes with the population. Probably about 75% of service, close to that, goes to Whitewater. But their population is like 6,000 something compared to our 2,800. And then also to keep in mind that like I-74 and the 275 there is all in Whitewater Township, so they get a lot of calls to wrecks and stuff on 74, and they're right there by the highway, so they're probably a lot of times the first ones to respond to an accident. And then I had mentioned last month on 4/27 there's a prescription drug take back at the Harrison Township Center. That's all I got. Dennis?
I don't know if, Brian, you got this, and Matt, but the ARPA Treasury report is due April the 30th on our ARP funds. So I just make sure you guys got that. The Hamilton County Township Association meeting is Saturday, April the 13th, 9:11 a.m. at the Sharonville Fire Department, Station 86 on Chester Road. If you're interested in going to that, RSVP by April the 10th. That's ICRC meeting is April the 25th. I won't be able to make that meeting. I'm the representative from Crosby Township, but I'm gonna have surgery that day, so I can't make that meeting, and that is about it for me.
Thanks, Dennis. Chuck?
I got mostly the same thing, I guess. You got the Hamilton County Planners Partnership annual meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You set out, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you had 4 other things. And the other thing, I guess.
When is that, Chuck? That's the first we've heard that.
Maybe I didn't.
I don't recall that one.
I thought you
Hamilton
did.
County Planning Partnership meeting, annual meeting.
That was April 26th.
No, I did not have that.
You didn't
Sorry.
mention that? Oh, okay. It's the Hamilton County Planning Partnership's 2024 annual meeting on April the 26th.
Got it.
It's at Cooper Creek Event Center in Blue Ash from 11:30 to 1:30. If you want to go, you call Chris Snyder, 513-496-4478. Everything I got, first quarter 2024 report on Hamilton County Public Health. Is that the one you're missing? You're missing one.
What was that?
That was the first quarter 2024. You're missing that one, I believe. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Guest, Lieutenant Stuckey?
I have the shortest report ever for Crosby Township. This past March, we only had 2 non-criminal reports, no criminal reports, which is a record. So that means that our detectives didn't have any cases assigned, and we only had 4 auto accidents. So, oh, I'm sorry, and I forgot to start off. We had a total of 90 calls for service, though. So that's all I have. Anybody have any questions? Thanks.
Thank you. Guest Rita Smith. Yeah, just go up there, say who you are and where you live, and then.
My name's Rita Smith. I live on Oxford Road in Crosby Township. I've been a resident for almost 30 years. And the reason for me coming here, and I don't even know if this is really the place I need to be, but I don't know if the township takes care of the New Haven Cemetery or if that's done by another organization.
We don't take care of the New Havens. You mean the one?
On Oxford Road.
Yeah, no. Isn't it like a Fleeman?
Yeah,
Is it
it's the Fleeman family.
It's Fleeman's because my husband, I have a bench there, and it's the Fleeman family.
Because they're even on, I think the board members are mostly even, there's like they have a board, and I think most of the family is even of the, most of the board is family members also.
So we don't have anything to do with it.
Okay, but
But you can tell us, I mean, if you have a concern, I don't know if we can do anything, but.
well, I do have a concern. Well, we just buried my son over there, but just the way that it's taken care of. And I've noticed, I kind of learned a lot after we buried him with some, I don't know if this is, the etiquette is the way you're supposed to bury people in a cemetery. And after I was told a lot of this stuff, I kind of went back out there and walked the cemetery, and I found that, a lot of the headstones are not lined up like they're supposed to be, and when, one of the things my husband was concerned about is, when you put a footer in to put a headstone on, it has to be in the ground so far deep, and we've noticed some of what they call footers are being done above ground, just on the grass, and we noticed a lot of the headstones are leaning. They're not footed properly, so eventually I'm going to assume these headstones are going to fall over. And I just want to talk to somebody about it, but I didn't know where to begin or who I needed to reach out to.
I have,
Do we have a contact for the cemetery? Do you know anybody?
I don't.
Caitlin Fleeman, I have her phone number. I mean, it's her personal cell phone. I wouldn't want to give it out without asking her.
Right.
But I do have
Well, I've reached out to her because we had to, we bought my husband's parents are buried there. My husband and I both have our plots there. So when my son died, we bought his through the funeral home, but we also bought the one beside him for my younger son. And that was back in December, and we still don't have the deeds on them. And I called her once, left a message. I didn't get a return phone call. I called again, and I finally got a hold of her, and that was a week ago, and she told me that she apologized, that they would be in the mail, and I still don't have them. So my next opportunity will probably be tomorrow again, calling again, and wanting to know, where we stand with that, because it's frustrating to me, and I also noticed when, they were showing us the available plots there that, this is, 2024, and it's still on a piece of board with sticky notes on it, and I myself, being an accountant and being very, I just can't believe that they're still using that in today's times. There has to be a better way of keeping track of what plots have been sold, who those belong to. And I have heard from several people of instances where, they've went to, this person's husband had passed away. They were trying to get things wrapped up, and they went back to the cemetery to show the sons what was going to happen, and they hadn't even started digging the gravesite, so they were digging another one, so she went over and asked them when they were going to do hers, and they said that they were doing it, but it wasn't hers. So, you know, I mean, and that's just hearsay, but I hear that stuff and I'm thinking, there's got to be a better way and a more efficient way of taking care of that situation. And, you know, like I said, we drive by that cemetery. I go by there every single day. And, you know, to me, it's so disrespectful to see where they've, you know, mowed and all the grass clippings are blown up on the headstones. It doesn't take that long. That cemetery is not that big. It doesn't take that long to take a blower and walk and blow it off. You know, and so that's my reason for being here.
Every year we got memorial service at that cemetery, and Brenda Jackson might have a person that we might be able to call. So maybe you can
Yeah, I'm
ask.
sure we have a contact.
Yeah.
She is,
It sounds like you have a contact, there's just nothing
she
happening.
is hard to get a hold of. I mean, I've had trouble when I first got a plot there, getting a hold of her. But that is the contact person. That's who I was given as
Really?
the contact person, who you're contacting.
Well, I mean, I have no problem calling her every single day and leaving a message with it. And if I don't get any response from her, then I'll just turn it over to my family attorney and let them deal with it. Because I think, you know, and I've seen in the Harrison paper, I think a year or so ago, people were complaining about, you know, how poorly it was being taken care of, the grass being mowed and weeds growing up, and then them putting weed killer around everything, and dead weeds growing a foot, had been a foot high, and I just don't think that's the way that you're supposed to.
Is there a
handle-
regulatory agency with that kind of business? I mean, I think that would be,
I have no
that's the
idea.
only way that you can go above an owner of a business,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I have no idea.
I'm just not aware of that one.
I guess we'll have to look into it. See if you can get something done in the next month, and if you're still at loggerheads, we'll try. I'll get a hold of Brenda, or one of us will get a hold of Brenda and see because I have no idea I know the Flemans have it over there, but I don't know the organization, and so I'm not up on all that over there. We don't have any leverage on that, do we?
No, if it's private.
Like, yeah, we don't have any leverage. Jolene, but it's probably you're probably gonna be the same contact, but like Jolene Winter would be somebody you could contact at Braid or Winter.
Yeah.
But she's probably gonna end up giving you the same person's unless she has alternative contacts. But that would be another route to
It
go.
would be a good source of information.
Okay, because I had reached out to Chris Hensley at Jackman, and that I got Caitlin's name from him.
It is, I'll tell Brenda in the morning about it. In all the deed that I have, there's, I think, 4 signatures on it, and they're all Fleeman's.
Are they?
Yeah, it's
So this is just a question since I really don't understand all of this, but is this, is this a family-owned business that owns that cemetery? Or is it an
Basically.
organization or association that is made up of a group of people and they take care of it?
yeah. They're supposed to. They have a trust. Supposedly, at one time, there was a lot of money was put into it by like some local farm families and stuff. And then this family, but most of the board members are family members, so they kind of have a monopoly on it. I think if you have some issues, I would try talking to Jolene maybe if you can't get a hold within a few days, and see if she would definitely be able to tell you what the next step would be to maybe there is a state agency that regulates them or something. I would definitely contact her if you get nowhere, like within the next few days,
Okay.
because she's got a lot of information.
Is there a street address for that?
For the
Cemetery.
cemetery in Oxford, I don't know what it is.
Probably it'd be on Wiley Road, or is that
It's Oxford Road.
Oxford, right.
Oxford Road.
Yeah.
what's the name of the cemetery?
It's
Is
New
it
Haven
Cemetery.
New
Cemetery.
Haven.
It's New Haven Cemetery.
On Oxford Road. Probably has an address.
Have her give her contact so you can get back to her.
Yeah.
Give Vivian your contact information. That way, if she finds anything out, she can get back to you.
I'll talk to Brenda tomorrow.
Okay. It's
You
513.
can just, you can tell her you don't, just tell her privately. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you can't get anywhere, then come back maybe next month but I would, call Jolene if you can't get anywhere. Lieutenant Stuckey, you wanna say anything else?
Stay out of that.
All right, Alan?
We did file the paperwork to get a new set of plates for the truck, or I should say, not new, the first set of plates. And Mike sent me the photographs I needed, so I filed that. And I'm waiting for a hearing date, because there's actually had to go into court to have a hearing on this.
Okay.
So I haven't got notice of that. Hopefully it'll happen in the next few weeks. So,
Would that be, is that through Hamilton County or is that state of Ohio?
it's Hamilton County.
Oh,
It's
Hamilton County Court.
Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
Hamilton County
Court
Court.
of Com, please. Yeah.
That's just for the order, that's just for them to order the BMV to issue it.
So then that would come through the state.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. Your microphone's up, by the way.
Yeah, I was still looking up on this cemetery.
All right, maintenance, Mike.
Yeah, I've got two things. We're actually sent the dump the F-350 to have the dump bed insert put in, which is the truck that we're having issues with for the tags. But it's up at Koffenberger having that installed right now. They said they should be done by Thursday. And then the other one, let's see. That was the we talked about having a company called Pavement Management Group do our inspections of our roads. And I talked to some of the supervisors for other townships. I go to that meeting once a month. 5 townships were there. 2 of the townships use PMG for that grading the roads, and they absolutely love it. The other 3 have personnels on payroll that grade the roads, is what they told me. So,
But how much roads do they have?
one of them was, is that Springfield Township? They didn't tell me how many miles or nothing. But the company, PMG, they have other townships up north that have less miles than what we do. And they said that their minimum dollar was the $15,000 per year to grade the roads. And they said they'll split that payment up monthly, so we don't have to pay the whole.
But do you pay them like to inspect the roads every year or whatever, or they?
Yeah, so they go through, they inspect the roads, they grade them, they video record the roads so you can actually get on the computer, and if somebody says there's a problem on this one. And then they also give you tips
You get one of them?
and advice on how to prolong the life of the road. I wish I had the paperwork with me, but I wasn't even thinking about bringing it. But yeah, it's a really cool thing. And the only reason why I bring it up for us, I think we should use it, it's because it's another tool to have. Because we're all just average Joes walking out there and looking at a road and saying, yeah, we need to replace this one. But they'll actually go through and grade them, and then the map that they show you is color-coded. And according to the color code, that's the ones that we need to work on immediately, you know, and so forth and so on. And like I said, they give you tips on and advice on how to prolong the road. Like there's certain sprays that you can put on the road on newer asphalt that'll make them last 3 to 5 years or whatever extra. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a big thing. And Dennis and I have been talking about it a little bit, and so that's why I went and I talked to the other supervisors to see what their take on it was. And because we don't have anybody who is a professional, asphalt
Right.
person, it's better to have an outside source, is, my thought on it.
My only comment on that is if you're gonna do that, I would ask the trustees to request more than just one quote. There's more companies out there that do this, and I think it would be prudent, because I heard that their stuff is mounted on top of the vehicle, that there might be some other pavement rating companies out there to compare apples to apples versus just picking the first one we see. That's my only comment, because I know there's more out there, because when I worked for the city, there's 20 people that apply
I
to
didn't know
get
if
their
that's to be
contract.
something you'd have to do every year. I mean.
No,
just
you
the
don't
road-
have, you're not entitled to, you don't sign a contract saying that you have to do it every year. My biggest thing is I don't care what company does it. And honestly, I don't care about the video recording. It's the fact that somebody goes out there that knows what they're looking at, and it could be any company, for
Right.
that matter.
I mean, it would seem like it would be something, I mean, things don't change that much in 1 year usually if you're.
Well, what I would think is get 2 other bids, so we got 3 bids.
Okay,
Fine.
I'll see if I can find another
Yeah,
company,
see,
but I don't even know what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. Chuck and I went to that seminar. And
Yeah,
it was great. The slideshow that he gave was, pretty awesome. And if there's other companies out there, yeah, that's even, better. It's the first that I knew that, that there's
Right.
companies out there that's all they do is just look at roads, and they get paid for it.
But they're not the ones repairing them. They're just
No.
telling you what to do.
yeah, they're
No,
just grading.
and they give you advice on how to do the repairs, either grind them out, and replace it, or add this product on top of it, whatever. There was like 10 or 15 different options on how to do roads, not just cutting them out and redoing them. And they were prolonging the life of the road by doing that. So I just think it's a great thing. And
Does like Hamilton County offer anything like that, like what they use for their roads?
I don't
Like a
know.
service or something?
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
I'm-
sure they have inspectors that go out.
I'm not sure. The other, I don't remember, I should have wrote them down, but the other 3, like they said, they have an actual person on payroll.
Right, 'cause
That's
they
all
got-
they do, is just go grade roads, because
They
they're
got a
so
lot of
huge.
roads.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have
Yeah,
that much.
we've got 10 miles, but we actually have like 24 lane miles, is how it's,
But how much of that's Fort Scott?
um,
Because that's all, a lot of that's kind of new, so.
Well, some of Fort Scott, the first section that was put in, we
Right,
repaved.
we just did that.
But there's a lot of the other first section up there, it's
Yeah, the
getting in
cul-de-sacs.
rough shape.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have to have something done to it in the next year or 2 if we don't wanna take and grind it out. So, but I would, we'll try to come up with another bid or 2.
okay.
And if Brian worked for the city, maybe he can help you come up with a,
I would check with Hamilton County Roads and see if they offer something, and kind of like an inspection or something.
Well, I know in the past when we got Fort Scott, before they turned the roads over to Crosby Township, somebody from Hamilton County come out
Yeah, we walked
and
with
just
them.
walk it. And if anything's not right, they mark it down. And they said it got to be fixed before it become a township road.
I'll give you my contact with Hamilton County Engineer.
Okay,
And so that you got that number to go with too.
okay.
I don't remember who it was. It was a lady that actually came
Yeah,
out.
she went out there with us.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple times.
yeah.
That's all
Oh,
I
you
got.
got?
Yep,
All
that's
right,
all I got.
thanks.
Did you get the forklift? fixed?
Actually, they called me to ask what was wrong with it. I told them what was wrong with it, and they said they would get back to me when the part came in. Well, I went on vacation, so now I have to, they never called me while I was on vacation, so I'm assuming that the part didn't come in.
They just gotta put that seal in
Yeah,
that ram.
they just take it apart and
Okay.
put seals in it.
I was just wondering if it got done yet.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Mike. Fire Chief Davis.
March run totals, 31 EMS details, 28 fire details, 59 total details for March. The new rescue engine was placed into service the last week of March. I want to thank everyone that attended and shared that special moment with the fire department.
As late as we were, or I was.
It worked out.
You aren't the only one.
We received a grant for 2 additional MDCs, or mobile data computers, from the Nutrien Company last November. I've attached a price quote to my report. The grant from the company covers $2,500. The invoice is $3,383.12. I'm asking for approval of $883.12 to cover the purchase of the 2 MDCs.
So I guess we need a motion for that.
Who's the grant from?
Nutrien.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve $883.12 to pay the additional amount for 2 additional MDCs, mobile data computers.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Quick question here. Do we want to appropriate that $2,500 grant to their budget?
You're the book.
Did
You guys are the
we-
bookkeeping.
Well, okay, so did we get the check for that? In the,
We will.
It would have been mid-November, late November
of last year?
of last year.
Okay.
Early November, I got approval saying we were selected. So I imagine it would have came sometime in November of last year.
Okay.
Nutrien's helped out Brenda and the fire department for the past 4-5 years.
I mean, I don't think there's anything needed by way of supplemental appropriation. I mean, essentially, it sounds like a grant, that was given for a specific purpose that doesn't require a lot of, extensive documentation. I mean, we can always, provide them with the record from this meeting or whatever, but we have appropriations in 2111, 760, 740, machinery, equipment, and furniture that are available to be spent on such things. I don't think we need any kind of action related to supplements or appropriations. Obviously, the purchase order would be for the full amount. Really, I think what I would recommend, Chuck, is that you, if you want, I would recommend that you amend your motion to approve a purchase price of the full purchase price.
Okay.
Understanding that there's revenues that came in toward the end of last year that were intended in the first place for this purchase. And it's an additional, $800 whatever that would be required to purchase it. But the expenditure needs to be approved as the full amount because that's what the purchase order is going to be from our office. That's the actual monies going out of the bank account.
Okay. Okay, well, I amend my motion from 88312 to $3,383.12 for 2 mobile data computers.
Now, amend my second.
You second that, Mr. Hyam?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll call.
Loman,
Yes.
Hyab,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I've also attached an invoice from Mr. Adler for emergency lights and radio setup for the chief command vehicle. Now, this was an open-ended PO from August of '23. The first part of the PO was actually a check for the vehicle. That was delivered to the dealership, which left $10,500 for a PO for Mr. Adler. And that's what this is. That's the, he came in just under $10,500 for the work done. I don't have a PO number.
I know the money's been certified.
Yeah.
Purchase order's still out.
Because that was ARP funds that we used to buy that.
Right.
It was. Okay.
So do we need to approve that then, or was that already approved?
Essentially, it's a non-operating expense over $1,000, and that's why it goes to you.
Didn't
for
we approve it
permission.
already though in August or whatever?
You approve generally an amount to cover. I don't know, I guess it depends on your perspective. I mean,
I'm just
you approved a
asking.
certain amount of money to go towards these type of things. But this is a specific expense within that.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, then I move that we approve no more than $10,500 for the lights and radio setup.
Well, I think he's asking for approval for this specific invoice.
Well, it's
And- and-
$10,496.48.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I was looking at a different one, sorry. What was I looking at?
Oh, there it is.
I second it.
Roll call.
Okay. Anyway. I'm sorry, I mentioned this. I saw a different invoice
Yeah, it
related
says
to
3 of
Adler, and it was
3.
like 3,000 and something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
way
overall.
back.
Yeah, we're past that one now.
It says page 3 of 3 at the bottom right, so it's the total's on that.
All right. So let me get this straight here. We got
It's $10,496.48. It was Dennis that made the motion and Chuck seconded it.
$10, 4, 9, 6, 48. Okay. Roll call.
Roll call.
Loman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the last invoice you have in that, in my report, we ordered more uniforms due to stock being low and the 3 new hires. I've attached the invoice. I'm asking for approval of the invoice of $1765. And I'm sorry, it's very dark, but it was a green invoice that I received, and as it made a copy, it was very dark. That's the vendor we use for our uniforms.
So these are just like the basic
T-shirts.
shirts and shorts.
And sweatpants, yep.
I move that we approve the $1,765 for the uniform order.
I second it.
Roll call.
Loman,
Yes.
Hyam,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
And my last thing for tonight is the mobile and portable radios that were ordered last year have now been delivered to Mobilecom. Lieutenant Hen will be working with Mobilcom on programming and setting up dates and times to replace the older radios and the apparatus. So they were coming in. They came in different orders, so they're all in now. They came in a couple, I think there was 4 or 5 different shipments. Everything's in stock, everything's there. So soon they'll be installed into the apparatus.
They install it here at Mobilcom.
I believe they can do it here. It's just taking out one radio head, putting a new radio head in.
They better be nice and shiny.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks. Community coordinator, Vivian is sitting in tonight for Brenda.
Okay. Brenda wanted me to thank everybody from her and her family for all the love and support that's been shown to them during the loss of her daughter. Also, we had our solar eclipse party today. We probably had 25 to 30 people there. Huge success. Brenda came in this morning and made homemade hot fudge for the ice cream sundaes, and everybody really enjoyed it. Thanks to Mike and Bruce for putting our chairs out. Excuse me. Wii bowling will start back tomorrow. It'd been canceled due to illness, but it's starting back tomorrow. Chair volleyball is ongoing on Thursdays. Crosby Cafe is next week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. with live music. Dinner with friends at Jim and Jack's on Thursday the 18th. And Mike Davis will be performing. He's an Elvis impersonator. Everybody's excited about that. What we got coming up for May, Crosby Cleanup Days is May 4th and 5th from 8 to 4. Strickers Grove's May 19th, 1 to 8 p.m. Memorial Day Parade and service will be on 5/26. If anyone would like to participate or help out, call Brenda or myself. We also got a trip coming up next month to Venhaven Museum. It's one of the, well, it is the only ventriloquist museum in the United States. So we're getting a trip to that. And there's somebody, and I forgot to get the name from Brenda, but there's a family in Harrison that makes these ventriloquist things, and we're going to try to get them to come out and talk to us at our May meeting. So, and we didn't get to type this up, so we'll have a typed copy for you in your box tomorrow. That's it.
Thank you.
Can I go back and ask Jason? Jason, last month we approved the new benefit for the firefighters.
Yes.
Do you have that all typed up so we get a copy of that for our records? The final.
I can drop it off tomorrow morning, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Because a good idea for us to have a copy of that. And plus,
Yeah, actually, we need a copy as well that we can add to the minutes. So, I mean, we need it for records, but we also need it for the minutes. So, because in the minutes for last month, we wrote down motion to approve the proposed policy from the chief with changes, whatever was discussed in executive session. I wasn't in there, but if it references that, I need that for the minutes.
Okay, I'll drop off in the morning.
Thanks.
okay.
And I forgot to ask you too about that. Otarma has that $1,000 grant they give every year to fire and EMS. Have you looked into that?
You gave me something like last month on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will,
I mean, it's pretty much there. I mean, you use it for equipment or anything.
yeah,
It's kind of a guarantee.
I'll have to contact somebody with them and try to find out how to,
I mean, I have
Sign up for
I
it.
have a flyer here if you need it.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, fiscal officer Matt.
Okay, thank you. This one will be pretty fast this month, I think. You have a written report that was submitted. I was shocked about this, but the audit has still not been sent to us, so I've not had an opportunity to respond to it. I was actually concerned when I left the country for a couple weeks that it would come while I was gone, and It just never even came. They keep saying it's going to be, well, when the audit first started, they said it was going to be, was it 30, 60 days? Or, yeah, something like that. It was like, it's been about 6 months. It's done. That was my report last month, and it's done. But we don't have their report. We don't have their findings, so I can't respond to them. And the bad part about that is I can't make adjustments and specific to their findings and the way they want things done until I have that. So the other update I'll give the trustees on that is I don't really know the mechanism or the how, but my intention is to request that we move back to an independent contractor for the audit, for upcoming audits, because in the hope that we can get past this backlog of audits that the state auditor's office is doing, because the reality is we need to be, like, we're due for another one, and we need to be doing it now, but we're just finishing the one from 20 and 21, so that's a shame, and it hurts me, it hurts Brian, and it hinders our ability to be what we want to be, which is a model fiscal office for a township our size, because we've never had a chance to make any kind of policy or procedure based upon final audit findings. So that's the update on that. And then the last thing is I have a proposed resolution 112024 or 112024, and that would supplement permanent appropriations in account 1,000, that's the general fund, 760, 720, that's specifically capital funds for buildings purposes. That is increasing it by $750,000, which would result in a final appropriation of $770,000. There was $20,000 in it. We haven't done anything with that yet to date this year. That's essentially to pay for the contract on the firehouse. So, I think everything will. I think by the time we need approval for the supplemental appropriation, we'll submit that to the auditor, and that'll all be good, and that's going to kind of happen simultaneous with when our revenues come in for from the county for the property taxes, because those are coming up real soon. We have plenty of money for it. It's just I moved a lot of it into Star, Ohio, and I don't think I'll have to mess with that at all because of what's coming in. And everything we've budgeted so far and appropriated so far for this year is already covered by money that is sitting in the checking account. So we should be fine on that. So I have that. The actual language reading for the record is if we have a motion to adopt Resolution 112024, amending the permanent appropriations for 2024 to reflect an increase in appropriations for funds 1,0760720, improvement of sites. That's a typo. I'll have to retype it. I'm going to cross it out, but I'll get a more cleaner copy. It's buildings. Sorry, that's from a previous template. Buildings by $750,000 to $770,000, and that's the text of it. Does anybody want to move to?
Do we have enough money in the road fund to take care of everything that we got planned? Okay. I'll move
I
to
second.
accept.
Okay. And again, I'll retype this up for your final signature.
Roll call. So it's
Loman?
Dennis and then Chuck.
I second it.
Right, I got that. Loman?
Yes.
Hyam?
Yes.
Heis.
Yes.
All right, that's it for me, unless you guys have any other issues or questions for me.
What about this thing from Brian on Todd Moore from Tri-State Computer Wizards.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
This is the company that located in Harrison, right?
Yeah, on Stone Drive.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything tonight, but it should be on the radar screen that we do need some kind of assistance, that we're flying solo without a parachute right now. If something would happen,
Right.
we have no backup.
So you want us to wait until maybe next month to take action on
Yeah,
this?
let me see if, he was supposed to come last month, he got sick.
Yeah, it'd be good if he could give us we could
Yeah,
ask
I'd
him
like for him to be
questions
here to
and,
explain to you
Okay.
exactly, but it just kind of give you the ballpark of what we're looking at. And, you know, the chief just told me they're gonna have more tablets, so the cost might go up even more. But, you know, the thing is, we need to be safe and sorry, you know,
Sure.
we don't have real good backup right now. And, you know, if something would happen, we'd have to call him anyhow and pay $125 an hour for him to come out here. And at least if we do this contract, you know, he can log in remotely and hopefully fix whatever the problems we have remotely without having to send somebody out here.
Okay,
So, yeah, we can wait, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what's going on there. And I'll get in touch with him and see if I can get him out here next month.
I don't have any problem waiting. We got good reference, I believe. Are you a good reference?
You know, the thing is this Tri-State Wizards, they perform the same function we're asking them for the Harrison Fire Department. So, you know, he has some familiarity what's going on here.
okay.
is that it for Matt? Zoning,
Let me get Rick.
see here. I guess I'll go on to old business with me. I just had one issue. I know we talked about Johnson Control before, and I'm gonna talk to somebody from Whitewater Township, because they have a system, and to see what they pay every month, and that I just got the contact. And then, Chief Davis did you have any look into anything yet? About what we have to have, or?
Whatever we have now is acceptable.
What we have now is, right, that goes to but I was seeing if we could if we could just have smoke detectors is what the question, can we not do that, or do we need a system?
I believe you have smoke detectors now in the
But it goes to
Call center.
call center.
we're paying for a service.
I see what you're saying.
Like Harrison Township just has smoke detectors, Whitewater has a system. And you were gonna see if we can just have smoke detectors, if that's like acceptable.
Yeah, the question is what we have with Johnson Controls acceptable? The question is, how do we not have Johnson Controls?
And then I was gonna have, Brian maybe see how much we've spent with Johnson Control every year, and then maybe the next meeting or something, we can start talking about it, and then maybe vote whether to stop them or not, and then, I'm willing to call them to cancel the service, but I wanna make sure
Do they do security for here also?
well, we don't have any
No?
security.
No security at all?
I
Okay.
mean, we're paying a lot of money for
Nothing.
not much,
For fire.
yeah.
And then-
Yeah,
and then-
I just wanted to see if,
Me-
we were gonna find out, can we just have smoke detectors here? Is that sufficient?
Let me email you with that answer.
Because Harrison has that, and then Whitewater has a system. I'm gonna find out what Whitewater has. I know it's not Johnson Control, because I told him what we're paying a month or a year just for service, and he's like, I know we're not near that. But I just wanna see what we can do. So, yeah, if you could let me know.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go back to zoning. Rick?
Zoning, we had 5 new home permits issued and 2 driveway extensions, and that's all we have.
And then to back up a little bit with zoning, sort of, Mike, I know you sent an email out about when the guy was here last month about parking in the cul-de-sac over at Fort Scott. So was that basically that they can't park because of the width of the road with emergency vehicles?
Yeah, he might be able to answer that a little bit better. He's got the paperwork.
Because I thought he was going to come back this month, but I guess he didn't.
I mean, I remember this with particularity because I just recently typed up the minutes from that meeting. I mean, he was coming in requesting the ability to like park on both sides of the road in a subdivision. I mean, I've never seen that.
It was in a, it was in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
No, but he even said like, you know, even if it wasn't in the cul-de-sac, like he wants the ability to park on both sides of the road in a no outlet
Fire code
subdivision.
says we have to have at least 20 feet of width.
So can they park on one side now?
One side only.
Now they can.
One side only, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he was concerned about his wife having to walk up the road, but afterwards I thought, well, he should just let his wife park in the driveway then.
When my kids drove, we jockeyed cars around the driveway when someone would go to work and someone come home, and it's just part of
Our life.
having kids with vehicles.
Because most of those are two-car garages, aren't they? So
Yeah,
you
and
could technically get 4 cars between inside and outside. You could have 4 cars.
in the driveways that they're talking about, you can probably fit 4 or 5 cars just in the driveways. So
So then basically, it needs to only be one side.
one side only,
Okay.
and not in the cul-de-sac, which
Right.
they're still parking in the cul-de-sac.
They are parking there?
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry. Rick?
That's it. That's all I have, unless you have
Okay.
questions.
Brenda gave us, forwarded an email for the sign up there for, the veterinary clinic that's going up there on for 128. Did you see any of that?
Guess what?
This is the,
Up on,
up there on Ratterman's.
on up there, but
Yeah, she sent a copy of the zoning certificate application, and they did everything.
the application, I've got it on my desk. I just got it tonight.
Okay,
I wanted to see what address it is, and I've got to contact them because I need to see the signage plans, and there's a fee.
well, that was in the email too that we got.
I didn't see
No,
any of that.
he could not get that email on the trustee.
Huh?
Rick could not get that email.
Oh, because.
I gave him a
trustees
copy of the application tonight,
just- Okay.
because I didn't know if it was in
You've
Crosby or
got a
not.
copy of the rest of it, the signage?
I didn't print a copy of it off. It's on my email.
Well, I'm
Forward
still
it to
gonna
him,
have
then.
contact them because they didn't,
Yeah, it should be to you, not
Right.
to Brenda. So,
they'll let me contact them.
Okay.
I'll get it straightened out from there.
all right.
People keep bugging me about that gas station.
It's still ongoing, and I had a meeting with them last month, and they said it's in the process, and I even got a call from one of the owners wanting to know if there's more property available to be bought.
Dennis, they could let you plant corn there this year or something,
That's
at the rate
Nolan's.
they're going. I know,
Well,
I'm just joking.
Nolan's don't own it, so,
It's still in the pipeline, they're still going for it. but
yeah.
I don't
It's just
know
taking
why.
a long time to get there, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, they didn't have any problem with permits, I mean, any EPA things or anything? It's just, I'm
They
sure there's a
didn't
lot of
indicate any
permits
that,
to get.
No, because I had a meeting with the engineer and the owners, and that was a month, maybe 2 months ago. So it's still a go, but I don't know
Yeah.
when.
A slow go.
Since we're in, even saying engineers, there was a meeting called last Monday or Tuesday. When was that meeting? Well, I can't remember. Anyway, Bob May wanted to know if Jason and I'd be available for a 10 o'clock Zoom meeting. And I wasn't. I was hauling grain, and then he got called out on something, so neither one of us could get in it. But the architect was out at the firehouse, and they were discussing how to bring that wall addition down and how to maintain the structure so that we couldn't put an addition up for his bay to come straight out from the current level of the roof line, because we'd have to put a straight wall up, bringing that all the way out. That would block the snow piling up on that roof, and that would be an unacceptable snow load. So what they're going to do is take that roof line that's across the back of the building right now over top of their living quarters and meeting room, and just take that line, go all the way across, and then where his bay is, they'll back that up to where they can get a tall enough door in there to meet his demands, so that it won't necessarily come all the way out like we had envisioned, just because of the snow load. So I don't know anything else other than that. So the architect is going back. He's probably doing up drawings now that they discussed that issue. And so as soon as we get something more, we'll let you know. But that's pretty much all I have on that.
I put that under old business,
Okay,
if that's okay with you,
it's fine.
because you're next up for old business.
No,
Yes, anything else for Rick? All right, I already had my little Johnson Controls spiel, so Dennis, old business.
that's the only thing I had for business, so I don't have any.
Chuck,
None.
turn the page. New business, I had this Butler County, this ballot. I guess there's basically only one person to vote for. Did you have any recommendation?
I'd say you,
Just
whoever
do
you
it.
want to vote for, we give you the authority to,
I already voted.
Okay,
I live.
yeah. So that's all I
I could
got.
vote 2 times.
Shh, not on camera.
Actually, the 2 of them are only one person running, and 2 and 1.
Yeah,
or
there's only
2.
one that you're really deciding.
So I only vote 1 person.
Dennis, new business.
none.
Chuck,
None.
Oh, go, I'll back up.
too late.
In your
No.
thing, in your correspondence, you had, on the Hamilton County Stormwater District, we have to sign that.
Okay,
So you have to sign that, you're
Okay.
the president. I'm assuming we're all on board. It's basically the same status quo as before, probably charging a little more money, but there's not much we can do about that.
Which one is that for? That's,
This one. Here.
Hamilton County Stormwater
District.
District,
Yeah.
their rates.
today's the
And then they'll probably be getting a hold of you, Mike, to come out and do the assessment on the building over there and the storage and stuff.
Okay,
They do that yearly.
okay.
Just a heads up on that. That's it.
other concerns. I have 2 issues. I know once in a while, periodically bring it up with spring being here. If you're gonna dig in your yard, call 811 first. They'll come out for free, usually within 24 hours, to mark any utility lines. So if you're planning on planting something or digging a trench for something, and you're not 100%, then call that number. And also for everybody to be aware of scams, because apparently I messaged a lot of people here wanting to buy Apple gift cards, and I want to thank everybody for buying them for me, but I never got them. So if people call you for something, or a sick relative or something, don't fall for it, because it's going on all over. That's all I got for other.
Can I make a quick comment here? I received a call from the Great Parks Rangers. If people are putting signs out, make sure that you get permission, number 1. Number 2, you don't put it on park property. And if you put it on park property, you need to get the CEO's permission.
What do you mean by signs, like?
The spaghetti dinner,
Oh.
they put it on park property, and we got a phone call saying, can you please contact the Boy Scouts? And it's like, I have no idea. Brenda emailed them today, but, if, whatever people do, they need to realize if they need to get probably permission from the property owner, and don't put it on park property unless you have permission before you do it.
Good
Good to
deal.
know.
I guess while you're talking about signs, the we got an email about, I guess, the private driveway. The guy wanted us to put up like numbers. I don't think we can do that because it's a private drive.
I mean by numbers.
Well, they said it's got emergency, like the fire department. It's got a private road, like on New Haven Road. You one road go back and like that made a dozen different houses back there.
Yeah.
This guy's saying somewhere there's no sign up. They think we should put a sign up on the telephone pole somewhere saying what the numbers are on New
They have
Haven Road.
mailboxes with numbers on
Well,
them.
what's he care about that?
The guy was assuming that there was no number that the township.
Yeah, I got that too.
That we should put signs up telling them what the numbers are.
I've
on
never
the
seen
private
that done
driveway.
anywhere.
They can do that if they want.
Yeah, but we got
Yeah, isn't that their job? Isn't that
I mean,
their
if there's
job?
mailboxes, put
No, I was
numbers on
saying,
the box.
nah, it's a private drive. We can't.
Right.
Yeah, he was staying on a dead-end road. He wanted a sign that had all the addresses on that dead-end road.
Like out by the main road.
The numbers from this to this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some of the roads do have those private drive, but this one must not have one.
do it
You-
themselves though too,
Yeah.
or pay to have it done.
I don't think Crosby Township's in for that.
Nah, that's, so,
Everybody's got their wish list.
if I thought I'm missing it, I just got an email. I would thought you two got it too.
I might have. I probably did.
Okay. So,
Anything else?
Move that we adjourn.
Our next regular business meeting would be May 13th, 2024 at 7 p.m. I need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Lohman,
Yes.
Hyab,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
8:07. We almost did it under an hour.
Is it-